Yo, we're live. We are live, I think. It's always a slight delay, so what's up, everyone? I hope you're all having a great weekend. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me for a start? Let me know if I've got the mic set up properly, because I always get this thing messed up at the beginning. Oh my god, there's loads of you in here already. What's going on? Terje, also from Norway. Link Freak from Germany. Brazen Magic, my boy. Alex Bow. Dave Christmas. Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's so good to see you all in the chat. Just as we get set up here, I'm going to post some social media links. So I'm just going to share on Facebook, and I think it's already on Instagram. So I'm just quickly posting on there so more people can join the chat, and then we'll get into today's session. If you have any questions that you want answered today, or there's any tips and pieces of advice that you need, then please let me know, and I will tuck into anything you have to ask. So let's see. Dave Christmas saying, yo, almost at 20,000. I know, guys, we are at the channel. First of all, what's been happening? In the last week, my channel has grown like an extra like 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers in since Tuesday or something ridiculous like that, and I can't explain it. I know, like, my Sharpie through card pen blew up, and it's like over 500,000 views now. Thank you all so much. I don't know how that happened, and it's the most viral video like I've ever had. There's like 600,000 views on there right now, which is just crazy. And then that made my like sort of channel explode. So it was literally like, was it like 6 weeks ago we were at 10K, and now we are at 19,826 subscribers. So maybe by the end of this live stream, maybe we'll hit 20K. If you haven't done so already, guys, hit that subscribe button for me. Got Dale Sharma that says, woo, 20K. Yes, dude, totally coming soon. We got Thirsty Juggernaut in the chat, Miko Luco. Yes, church is in session, my friends. Oh. This is me repenting for my sins every Sunday. Tim Lloyd, that's because more people have purchased Lux. That's a good point. Probably because more people have Lux now, so they come into the channel. Alex Bow, have you seen Bo's video with his hand? Yes. If you guys haven't seen that, after the stream, go and check out Murphy's Magic YouTube, where Bo Kremer does a smash and stab, and the nail goes through his hand. It's kind of crazy. You've got Ryan Broder, Gene Dienhat. I hope I'm saying that correct. What's going on, guys? Brazen says, real recognized, real Lloyd. You're truly giving back. Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, a little bit more volume. My voice is being the volume, so I'll just talk louder. Dave Christmas, did you pick the winners yet? Yes, I contacted one winner already, and they have their copy of Maxim, and they're actually helping me beta test it a little bit, which is really good, because the winner was just there to win, but the first winner has been chosen. I might pick a few more though, so stay tuned to the channel. Tim Lloyd says, Lux rocks. Thank you so much. Kai Werner, yo from the Philippines. Yo, what's up from the Philippines back? This is my Filipino peso coin there. I love it for coin magic. It just looks so good on camera. It's so big and bright, and it handles and feels amazing. We got Daroro says, hey Lloyd. Aaron R. Jay Waters says, hey, how are all of you beautiful people doing? I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Thank you so much, dude. I'm actually I'm still stunned. Like, every day I wake up and my channel's got like another 1,000 subscribers. I can't quite figure out what's going on. Darcy's Yang, first time joining the Sunday session. Well, welcome. Church is in session. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section down below. Can I turn my volume up, says Joel. Okay, I'll talk a lot louder. You may have noticed one of these updates that's coming in today, I know the title says big updates, is that there's the new studio background sort of thing. And it's like half new, half old, or maybe it's like kind of old, and I've just repositioned everything. But basically, over the weekend, I was like really sick of having a messy table, which I know a lot of you guys love, the messy table with all the crafts and cards torn up and things. But I thought, I need to look a bit more presentable. So I took off my old David Blaine poster. I took my neon sign, I got some lights and everything, and I just sort of put some shelving up and put it all up on the wall behind me. And you want to see some of the footage for the new tutorials that are coming up with this backdrop. It looks so sick. What's up, Lee Starusta from Florida? Woo! Love Florida. I went there for my honeymoon. Part 2 of my honeymoon was in Florida. So yes, I hope you guys, what do you think? Do you like the new backdrop? Do you think it's too dark? Do you think it needs brightening up? I hope it doesn't need brightening up because I have to take it all down and repaint it, but I'll do it for you guys. Darora66. Is the Christian Grace trick that I did impromptu? It's not my trick to discuss any part of the secret. You guys know anything that I create, I'll teach happily. But the Christian Grace stuff is not mine to teach. I can see your comment there, Magic Seance, saying that the lens is blurry. So let me grab something to clean it real quick. Guys, bear with me for a second. Grab this hoodie and just use the fabric on that to clean. Is that better? Is that an improvement? Tim Lloyd says, love the new studio. Magic for beginners. What's up, Lloyd? Hope you're having some nice weather there. Actually, the weather is terrible. We had a great weekend, but today the weather is like storm conditions, but I'm down in Wales. So summer's like the best day of the year. Aaron R, need more on the walls. Yes, I think I'm going to fill up some of the space here. I might put like my on-air logo, my on-air neon sign. I might put some more shelving up around here, just to sort of buff it out a little bit. Backdrop is nice. Maybe a bit of paper on the back of the light to stop it bouncing off the wall. Maybe that's a good shout. I kind of like the actual bounce, but that's a good point. Maybe it looks a bit silly. You guys can come and decorate for me if you want. If anyone's a professional decorator out there and wants to travel to my house in Wales, I'll happily give you my address. You can come and do it. All right, we got Dr. Don, who says, once again, I'm late for church. Steps past people sitting pew. Yes, I know, you are late. Church is in session. It's 7 minutes deep. Oh man, we've been camping away at Scarborough and it was boiling hot. Oh, what? Dude, I'd love to go. I've never been to Scarborough. I do like the song about Scarborough Fair, though. All right. So, 7 minutes in, I think everyone's here. Guys, can you just drop a like on the video so I can roughly know how many people are watching right now? And I'll start to dish up the updates, per se. Josh Riley says, so many decks. Yeah, I won't forget to hit you up for next week's chat, Stefan. How can I be a winner in your competition, says Tim Lloyd. Basically, I'm picking people at random from the comments. I don't think it's fair for anyone to become a winner ahead of anyone else. So I'm just picking people completely at random. Okay, so we're at 13 likes. So apparently there's at least 13 people watching the stream. I think I can see 50 viewers. Yeah. Dr. Don, Richard is a fashion decorator, out that way. Miko Luca says the backdrop light is in video. Put it down. What's the backdrop light? Is this the backdrop light? I don't know anything about lighting. You guys know that I just like point and click. I don't even know how I make my videos look half decent. Alex Bow says, how well did Rylan do? Man, if you guys did not see Britain's Got Talent over the past few weeks, you in the UK, then you're missing out. Craig Petty's son, Rylan, was on the show, and he's 9 years old, and he opened his auditions with performing it live to a judge, face-to-face, Cuban bottle, as a 9-year-old, live and on stage. And he got 4 standing ovations, got through to the live semi-finals, and then did an incredible routine live on national television this Tuesday gone. And it was just incredible. He's 9 years old. I can't quite wrap my head around it. Can you remember the level of ability of yourselves as 9-year-old magicians? I would have been humiliated to do it, and he just smashed it. But he didn't get through to the finals. But I think at 9 years old, getting through to the lives is just otherworldly. So massive congratulations to Rylan and Craig and the family. We got Oliver that says hello. What's that? Olivier? No, Oliver. Hello from Norway to Terje. Peter Burkett. Alex Bow says comms are quiet, please. I need to start talking up. Stop dropping knowledge on us. Give us them updates, says 30 Juggernauts. Yeah, Rylan killing it. All right, so there was a question that came in. Let me see who it was that asked about the index. So, where's the question about the index? It came in just a couple of things ago. There's too many of you. Anyway, question about the index was, how close to being ready is the index? So I don't know if Javier is watching this or not. I hope he's watching this. You guys somehow have been going crazy for this full playing card index that me and Javier have been working on. I've had people, massive name magicians from all over the world, inboxing me asking about this index. And we started off with a prototype, and it was really, really good. It was really effective. We wanted it to be fast, and we wanted it to fit into the pocket, right? And it could do just that. It wanted to be a full playing card index that would go in the pocket and be quick, but also it would be long lasting, as in it would last a lifetime. So we did that, and it was good. And then it was about a little bit thicker than a card box. And then when we went to go and make it in manufacturing, we realized because of the processes that the manufacturers were going to be using, it actually needed to be a bit bigger than what it was, which we were like, ugh, no way. No, like, we don't want this thing to be any bigger than what a wallet would look like in your pocket. So we went back to the drawing board on the design for it and kept the same materials we were using. And Javier had a brainwave moment, which would help dramatically reduce down the size to make it smaller or thinner than a box of playing cards. So I've got a box of cards here. The index became thinner than a box of playing cards. It would sit in your pocket, and it would give you access to every card in the deck in under, on average, 3 to 5 seconds. And you compare that to any other indexes out there, it just destroys them. But the problem was, it was so small, which was kind of silly. It was so small again that we couldn't, with the new design, it still couldn't work with the manufacturing. So we had to go back to the drawing board. And this is Javier's brainwave once again. It took us a while. We toyed around with many different materials to make this index become as slimline and as producible as possible. The biggest struggle that we've had with the index is being able to just like make them en masse. And anyway, Javier calls me on Friday with this, and then again, this is all driven by Javier. So I'll give you guys a brief rundown. I come up with the design of the index, as in the way it would hold the cards and in what positions, and the bullet points, so to speak, of how this would operate so quickly. And then I brought that to Javier, who started designing it, like actually making the thing, because he's an amazing like prototype builder. And then all the rest of it now, from where it started to where it is like pretty much Javier. He's just a genius. Anyway, he called me up on Friday, and he's found the solution to make it in mass with a different material, which just happens to make it even thinner again. So it's literally even thinner than it was originally, sits in any pocket that you want, full 52 card index. And the way that it's being made now means that we can produce it super, super quickly without cutting corners. There's something that we're doing with the process, which means we can sort of, which means that most of the index is already made, which means that we don't have to go through and buy or create brand new molds and different things like this and all the tools. 99% of it is already there. We just sort of have to add 1 or 2 bits to it and put it together, which means for you guys who have been asking like crazy, how long will it take? Well, the answer is a lot quicker than we thought now. So that's probably the big update, the major update, because I know you guys ask about it all the time. When is it coming? I'm going to be getting my hands on the final prototype, probably midweek. And from there, it can start being created very quickly. I'm hoping we can get it in before August, or at least a good sizable chunk of them before August. So I don't know, for me that's super exciting. The new way it's put together and the new materials we use are so much better, and I thought they couldn't be improved upon. I guess this is probably prototype 30 or 40 maybe, 30 or 40 different designs. So what I love about this is that this has had the work put into it, but what comes from it is the end result, which is an incredible index, which nothing really competes with it on the market. So so that's the big update for me. One of the main updates anyway is that. Also, the competition winner has been notified, and we're working with them and the studio as well. Now, let me read a couple of these comments, because I can just see them going flying in here. I don't know where the last comment I read was. Hello from Norway. Ryan's killing it. Keep on keeping on. Fantastic session. Michael, hey Lloyd, nice cap. Thank you very much, Michael. Guys, by the way, I've had tons of you have bought these from the shop. I didn't expect to sell a single one. I don't really make like any cash off them because it's through Teespring or Spring, the website. But I wanted this cap for myself for a long time, so I made it. And it's an out of house company, so like I barely make like a couple of bucks on each one. But loads of you have bought them, so I'm really like happy that you guys are going to be sporting it and understand the idea behind it. I've pinned it in the chat in case you guys want to pick one up for yourselves. Jean Dynahet says, you're great. You post so many videos in 1 week. Thanks. Oh, well, you're very welcome. This is going to bring me on to my other potential big update. And I'm going to post a poll into the chat right here. I am ahead of myself on tutorials for Tutorial Tuesday and things. So, and I have a bunch of content that I don't know where it fits in the channel. Like I posted not so long ago, like I posted like an unboxing video and some sort of like vlog type things. And I personally love doing it, and loads of you watching love doing it. But of course, the tutorials are the big things. And there's been an influx of comments asking me to do a membership, like a Patreon or a YouTube membership thing. And I know like other people do them out there as well. And I don't know, I'm open to it. And what I thought I would do, if any of you were interested, would be every video you would get early access to all the tutorials that I'd make and all the Fuller episodes. So any of those episodes that are filmed in advance, you'd get access to them. And then I'd probably do some sort of like private live streams for you, for the members, where you could all get on and we can actually have face-to-face conversations. And I'd put some exclusive tutorials that are not available on my channel on there. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I've been getting asked to do it. I've always said no, and I've always toyed with the idea, but ultimately I've turned it down. But if enough interest is there, I can see the channel is blowing up. You guys, the comments are saying you want it. So I'm going to ask a poll right now. This is the question coming into the chat. If I started a membership, would you join? And it would probably be around like, I don't know, $15 a month, $10 a month. It wouldn't be very much at all. It'd be the price of like 2 cups of coffee. So I'm going to ask the question right now. So it'd be really helpful if you guys could answer me in the chat. Would you join a membership for real if I started one? And then depending on if it's no, then it doesn't matter. and if it's yes, you know, I want to know which platform you guys would like to use. So as you guys are answering that, it's in the chat box. There's a poll right there. I'm going to keep reading through the questions. JH Magic said, the witch on Britain's Got Talent was great at staying in character the whole time. I fully 100% agree. And I've said on mine and Craig's podcast, the Magic Podcast, and there's a link in the description at the bottom, magicians should be incredible actors, right? That's the main job as a magician, is to be a good actor. And unfortunately, no magicians are good actors. Like I say no. There's a small handful of magicians that are good actors. And I mean to the point where, for example, if a magician gets the card wrong, then often they go, oh, I got the card wrong. And you just know it's not for real. A good actor should be someone when they mess up, you think, oh God, I really felt like they messed up, and like genuinely feel it. Anyway, that's just me going off on a tangent. The Witch was so good because it was such a good actor on Britain's Got Talent. And I don't think the Witch is played by a magician. I really don't think the Witch was played by a magician. I think it was an actor taught some magic tricks. Dr. Don says, Izzy testing the routines out on you and the missus. That'd be cool. Brazen says, Ryland was in the home of many viewers and showcased skill and talent to young and old. I would imagine so many young kids saw him and thought, I want to do that. He's opened the door. Yes, yeah, he totally nailed that. Can't tell how many votes are in. 71% of you would join the membership, which is crazy. 71% of the people watching right now. I don't know how many people that is, but it's pretty cool. So, what are the comments? Hi, how can I get bicycle from Morocco? Ibrahim El Lemrani? I don't know how you get bicycle cards over there, man. Maybe buy them from somewhere that imports to Morocco. All right, we got Brian Magic Man says, "Hey Lloyd, here's a quick look. Have a quick look at your Facebook message. I sent you a message with a pic a few days ago. By the way, I'm buzzing for the release of Maxim on my Samsung S21 Ultra. Oh, okay, yeah, dude. All my inboxes are like swamplands. I'll try and get on there. I tend not to check on the weekends, especially. So I'll go through and have a look over the week and see try and find your message. Punk BMX, welcome back to church. You're late. Church has been in session for a solid 20 minutes. Where have you been, man? Hope you're having a good weekend, dude. Thirsty Juggernaut, it was you that asked about the index. Yes. Steve Turnbull says, broke down in Rosilly on Friday and had to put a low loader on the way back to Gloucester on a plus nice beautiful weather. Dude, Rosilly to Gloucester would go past my house almost, I think, unless you were going over the mountains. Should have hit me up and we could have had a jam. All right. David M, I cannot wait for the index. David M says, put me down for 10 of them. Gene says, what am I talking about? I don't know. Brian Matchman says, would be pretty cool if we could input the chosen card and bottom card by using the volume buttons on our phones in Maxim. Volume up to select the suit and volume down button to confirm. Yeah, that would be good. But then how are you going to input the value? It's like if somebody said jack, unless you're using a binary sort of input, so long presses, like 3 or 2 long presses, 3 long presses or something. But then you're going to be going like loads and loads and loads where 2 presses might be more efficient. But we can look into any inputs. The thing with the Maxim app is that it's going to be a very open source app, meaning that I'm open to any and all suggestions. Whereas Cognito, I've kind of kept it quite locked down. I didn't want that becoming over flooded with like a lot of fluff from different areas. Maxim is going to be, because it's such a simple app on the surface, I don't mind it being opened up to a lot of different inputs and things like that. So I'm totally down for trying out anything. Miko Lucas says, does index use stack deck? Well, a pocket index is essentially just all the cards in the deck and you know their order. I think that's what you're referring to. Brian says, love these live sessions. Thanks, man. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. RK Match says, hey Lloyd, happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. Apart from the weather, it's raining. I'm doing great. I'm on top of the world. Brian says, not as good as meeting you in person, but good in the net. Oh man. Do you know what? One day I want to open up like some sort of massive live, how do we do this? Like a live thing where all of us are on camera together and we can all just shout out ideas. Ruben says, shout out from the Philippines. Got my Filipino coin right here. Yes, amazing news on the Juggernaut. Matthew Brightman says, hello. Hello, Matthew. How you doing, buddy? Alex Bow says, have you seen Sandeck by Martin Braze? Yes. I don't know if I have seen it or not. There's so many products out these days. I struggle, you guys know, I struggle to keep up with my own. I barely know what products I have coming out, projects I'm working on. Thanks, Ruben. Thanks for getting Cognito, man. Thanks for the love. Dr. Don, I do like a good index. Put it out, please. Did you ever see the revelation from Dean Dill? Not a pocket index, but still. Yes, I did see that, if I'm correct in my memory. Dean Dill is one of my favorite magicians and creators of all time. I used to binge his old VHS DVDs of his coin magic and on his rope and box effect. It's so, if you haven't seen the magic of Dean Dill, he's no longer with us. Go through YouTube and search Dean Dill magic and just look at how advanced that guy was. So far ahead of his time. Just one of the all-time great magicians. Just amazing. I used to love his coin through glass tabletop as well. It's just so visual. Brian says, so many magic apps out there, but Cognito and Maxim are in a world of their own. For the powerhouse, all my chats just went bloop and just jumped a mile. How is there so many people in the chat today? The powerhouse. Personally, I'm happy paying £25 for Maxim. Oh, thank you so much, dude. I think Maxim, we're going to aim for it to actually be about £20 or just under £20. So like $25 or thereabouts. So Arcade Magic says, so excited for the index. Recently started using the Advocate again, but Lloyd has index. Sounds incredible. I used the Advocate for years. I've known Madison for years. Me and him have been all over the shop together. The Advocate is incredible. There was just some elements to it. He created that like 20 years ago. Everything can be updated. There was just some elements to it that I felt didn't suit me personally, and I found that like my style, it would lead me to sometimes make errors. And I also, it was made out of cardboard, so it wouldn't be long lasting. So the Advocate's an incredible tool, and the best thing about the Advocate is that you can just make it like right now with any card box. But the new index from me and Javier is just it's something which is long lasting sort of thing, and it's super 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 fast. Yes, Thirsty Juggernaut says the Advocate definitely has a knack to it. Yeah, that was the issue. There's a knack to it and the counting element. So yeah, for me is I couldn't count. Like if somebody in the Advocate said like, I don't know, like 9, you'd have to be like, okay, and hold out your hand, please. No, the other one you glaze over with mine and Javier's index. They say 9, and before they've finished saying the word, you've got it in palm, which is sick. Joshua says, I've personally seen all the prototypes for these, and I can't wait until the actual index is released. Yeah, you have. You've seen most of them. There's so many. We have so many. I've never prototyped a trick this much before in my life. David P says, hey Lloyd. Hey David, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good weekend, my friend. Ahoy from Olympia, WA, John McGowan. Where's WA? Is that in America? Would that be Washington? No. Where's WA? Wichita? No, I don't know my American states so well. Magic Forgetting says, did you get my email from a few weeks ago for Craig and you about the clothing? I tried the podcast emails and it didn't work, so send it to your own email. I may have gotten the email. Please send it again. Craig and me have both been so crazy the past few weeks. Craig especially with Britain's Got Talent and everything going on. So please try it again. And I just emailed Alex Bow back today before the live session from 2 weeks ago when he wanted the artwork to get a tattoo of the Anything Is Possible logo. So I do get like quite swamped. Seth Howard says, finally getting to hang out a bit during a live. Greetings from Nashville. Hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in. I'd love to go to Nashville. I've never been to Nashville. So dope. All right. Tim was a great idea. Dave Christian says, yes, I was going to ask for private tutoring would be amazing. Okay, here we go. These are the comments in regards to the membership. There's a poll up right there. So we've got 56 votes and 64% says yes. So what's that, about 25? So half of 56 is 25 plus 3, 28, and a bit more than that. So like 30-ish of you would join the membership. That's of you guys watching right now, which is pretty interesting because I always want to give back. Great revenue stream. Yes, I'm up for it. 100% yes, as long as I get it. Also, goodness gracious, you're almost at 20k. Yeah, dude, Seth, let me check how many I'm at now. By the way, anybody listening, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button ASAP, because I want to get over that 20,000 mark. I'm at 19,829, so we're right up to the barrier. We'll probably hit it in the early hours of the morning. It's like 5:30 p.m. right now. The stupendous Chumley. Man, Chumley, I haven't seen you for years. How's life been, my friend? We used to talk like a good 10 years ago. Maybe more. Wow, it's a long time no speak, dude. I hope you're keeping well. John McGowan says, how do I buy into the Divide and Divine tutorial? I've looked and all I see is a monthly magic subscription for Christian Grace's side. Yeah, so that's the only way you can get the Divide and Divine tutorial is through the membership. So you have to sign up to his monthly membership. But you do get 35 other effects that are equally as just mind-melting. So you can sign up and learn them all at the same time. So they're all available if you sign up on there. And yeah, such a like how good is that Divide and Divide? If anyone hasn't seen it, go and check it out on the channel. It's just like it's miracle magic. If you could think of the perfect card trick or how the perfect card trick should look, it's pretty much that. Spectator cuts the deck, remembers the card, shuffles it, shuffles the other half, shuffles them both together. Your back is turned, and then you know what their card is. Seth Howe said you could also put some of that stuff on the net tricks. Yes, I could. Could totally do that. Austin Collins says, use the same platform as Christian Grace does. The app makes everything 10 times easier. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I am presently unemployed, so membership is out for me for now. That's fair enough, says Dr. Don. But I wouldn't stop posting tutorials on my channel as well. It's just for anyone that wants to get the early access and things and wants to get some exclusive things, and some like one-on-one videos or some like group chat videos where we're actually all going to talk face to face. Then I think that will probably be the route if I do it. Still got to make my mind up. I've always said no to doing them, but there's so many requests coming in. Feels like I should at least do it for you guys. Grayson says, can you type the answer about the last question? Grayson, if you can type what the last question was, I will happily answer it by typing. Punk BMX says, try to send you an email about an app, but it didn't send. Not sure if I got your right email address. My email address is admin@lloydbarnes.co.uk. BGT, the Japanese dude when I watched, I saw the bottle come from his back pocket, lol. Ah, shame. Yeah, this is the sad thing sometimes about live TV. You can't control your angles as if you're in a performing environment. Yeah. Tim Lloyd says, Teller is good at staying in character. Yeah, Teller's one of the all-time greats. Austin Collins, any updated ETA for Maxim? No updated ETA for Maxim as of right now. But it's all looking good. If everything goes right, about 2 weeks is when it's going to launch. That's going to be fairly tight, but it could work. Okay. Stupendous Chumley says, one must project their own character and be convinced themselves. This is very good. This is a very good point. Showing 37 votes on the app. 40 votes now. That's pretty cool. Matthew Group says, not sure if this has been asked, but do we know how much Maxim is going to be? Maxim is going to be, at least for launch, I'm pretty certain I can say it's going to be $25, which is about £19.99 or something. So the initial price, I hope it can stay that price. I don't like doing expensive apps. I think that good magic should be accessible. I don't think people should be priced out of performing the magic they want to perform. It's why I do the free tutorials for you all. So I like to try and keep it cheap. Like you've seen with the other apps I've created, like Cypher and Tempest and Picasso Pro and Cognito. I always try and keep the price fair. Just don't like to do it any other way. Annie 5001. Hey Lloyd, I sent you a message on Facebook. Have a look when you get a chance, please. My Facebook is a swampland, dude. So if it's an important message, then it might be worth hitting up my email, which is admin@lloydbarnes.co.uk. Peter Burke says, why did they change the witch through thought the first one was better? I actually know why they changed the witch. I know why they changed the witch, but I can't say it on air. So, but it was a valid reason. Brazen Magic, how far in advance do you plan your release schedule of when you want to drop a new product? Behind the scenes, do you get a list of when other products are dropping, then decide I'll put mine here? That's a really good question. I've never, ever been asked that question, so I'll answer it for everyone right now. Normally, I have ideas for effects that I want to do myself. So I'll just have these ideas of tricks that I want to make and perform. And I don't, that's all I love. For me, like, creating magic is problem solving. So some people just want like their 10 tricks for life. And for me, I love the new stuff. I love coming up with new things and trying to like push the envelope for me personally. So what I tend to do is I'm working on about 20 different things at once, not products. They'll just be ideas, and I'm just trying to just constantly like make things like super visual, or try and make my mentalism seem like ultra clean and fair. And I'm working on all these things, and as they start to fall into place, as one effect starts to take form, so when like maybe I'll have an idea, for example, like the cherries peak box that just started off as sort of being able to see through the card box. Then all the rest of it comes into place between hollowing out the deck and putting them in, and the routine and the handling. By the time it gets to the point where it's a fully fleshed out routine, that's sort of like the end of the creative process. And when that's done, I either then have something which needs to be manufactured physically. So it could be like, oh, there's no way I can just make this and make it well myself. Sometimes it is things you can make yourself. So there's a bunch of tutorials. Well, basically any tutorials that are on my channel are things that I've come up with that don't need a manufacturer for them. And you can tell that because most of it's all homemade stuff. Or it's like intricate card gimmicks that there's no way you could get them made en masse, because it's just, it would just take a lifetime. And so then there's the ones that are self-made, which I put on my channel because you can't sell them because you have to make them yourselves. I used to sell downloads when I worked at a different magic company, and I never wanted to do that, but had to hit that release schedule. You have to get a trick out every week. So, yeah. If I could go back, I wouldn't have released those. I would have put them on my channel. Things like Acme Hole and stuff. And then there's things that need manufacturing, like Lux, for example. I couldn't just teach Lux on my channel. I couldn't even make my own Lux. You guys can make your own Lux. I'm sure there's a few of you that could, but ultimately that needed to be a product. So it became a product for that. And the schedule of that, and the same with apps, like Maxim. I can't make apps. I couldn't expect to teach you guys how the app works and then expect you to go and code it yourself. So we get in the incredible Josh O'Reilly to develop the app and make it into something real. So first of all, I have to distinguish whether it's going to be a product or if it's going to be a homemade thing. If it's a homemade thing and it's not marketable, then I'll teach you guys for free. If it's a product, and the other thing is, there's not everything's a good product. So I'll get to the point where I think, right, this is a finished idea, or essentially as far as I can take it, a finished idea. Now, should it be a product? That's when I'll show it to other people, and they'll say, I want one, or I don't want one. For example, the index, when we first sort of teased it, everyone wanted one. Therefore, we knew it was a product. Same with Lux. I got offered extreme amounts of money for Lux. Therefore, I knew it was a product. Whereas other things, people go, oh, that's cute. And it's, that's like the magic slang for, I'm not fat, I'm bubbly. When someone says that's cute. So there's a vetting process. Then it goes off then you go and find out how you're going to get this manufactured, where you're going to get this manufactured, who's going to do it for you. Once you start to do that, you'll get prototypes made, and then you'll sign off on the final prototype, and then you'll be given a window of how long it's going to take. And it usually takes between 60 and 90 days on average for a product to be made, right? During that time, I personally like to take full control of my product. So I do all the design for the packaging. I do all the filming and the editing, or if I'm not in the country, I'll do the editing. Vice versa, I try to do all the logo design. I try to do as much as I can myself. So, but once I know once I know the deadline for when the manufacturing process is finished and they're going to arrive at the warehouse of Murphy's, that's when you then start to look at the release schedule, and you think, okay, by the time I get the trailer finished, it's going to take me X, Y, Z. And then yeah, in some cases you'll know what's sort of roughly aimed to come out. But I tend to, with my stuff anyway, I tend to sort of pick a date and think, right, that's my end goal. That's when I'm gonna have all my assets finished. That's when everything's gonna be in the warehouse. I'm gonna aim for there, and because I pick the date, generally then Murphy's will work to the dates that I choose, because it seems like logical sense, and there's normally nothing taking that spot. Did that answer the question okay? It was a long answer. Will possibility of any of your older effects be re-released with Murphy's? I've been guarding my Iris gimmick for years because I love performing it. I know E might still own the rights. Yeah, I've thought long and hard about some of this stuff. I know there's a lot of tricks that I put out with a different company that I would still like to do stuff with. I know the only one which E don't own the rights to is change. You remember that change effect with this thing? If I can grab it for you real quick. Whoa. Where is it? So I come up with a bunch of these ideas. This one wasn't ever released, but these like vanishing visual cards. You can do torn and restored corners visually. Using the change method. This is blue to red. This I signed up with this for Illusionist before I worked there, and my contract was 5 years for that. So that is the one thing they don't have the rights to. I'm not sure about everything else, but I don't know if it's under like a 5-year contract or whatever. But with Iris, like the design is like of the notes is different now in the UK, so that design obviously doesn't even work anymore. But I'd love to. I don't know. I was thinking about exploring some other stuff, but I'll keep you posted. I kind of, in one way, in one respect, I almost just like want to leave everything in the past and just move on to better things than the Illusionist stuff. I kind of feel like my magic's progressed, and it's improved, so I don't really want to sort of dabble back into it. There were some interesting concepts that I worked on at Illusionist, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, if there's anything you really want me to try and sort of explore again. Amir says, better luck for Maxim. I sent you an email about an app concept. Let me know if you had the chance to go through it. Okay, I will let you know. I think I know the email you're on about there. And 5001. How would you stack a borrowed deck for Maxim? I'd probably... there's a couple of ways you can stack a borrowed deck. One way is to... annoyingly, you can... If you get the deck into new deck order, you can shuffle into Mnemonica. If you're going to use Mnemonica, it depends what stack you're going to use. So a really good way of doing this is you get the audience involved. And obviously, stacking a deck in front of an audience is not instant. So you have to assume, you have to know that it's going to take you a few minutes. But one cool ploy is to say, I want to show you something, but it's really important that we have every single card in this deck. Because if we're off by 1, 2, or 3, this changes the entire outcome of the trick. So, and I wouldn't do this at a gig. Obviously, do this in a casual performance, so you can just completely chill and do it. Say, can you guys just go ahead and just put all the deck in order? So they put it in order: ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through for you. You just make sure that they put the suits the right orientation. So then you can spread through and say, oh, perfect, this is a full deck. Great, I'm going to give them a shuffle now. And what's nice is that when you're doing, I actually have done this in casual settings before, is that you get everyone sort of involved in doing something. They're all putting the cards in order, and it's all quite fun. And it just sort of, it's something about that rawness of everyone being involved, and then they see you shuffle the deck into Mnemonica, which is just it adds this level of impossibility to the routine, which you don't normally. It's sort of you answer a lot of questions they could have about the method before they can ask the questions. So in Mnemonica, the book by Tamariz, he teaches you how to shuffle into stack. The other method, which is in Mnemonica, which is really, really good, is you have someone take out a card without you looking at it from a full deck, right? So you give them the deck to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. They take out a card. And then you say, I'm going to memorize the order of the deck. And you spread the deck, you memorize the order, shuffle it up, and then you say, I'm going to recall the cards as I recall them, place them down. And I'm not going to go into the method from this point. This is just what it looks like. But basically, by the end of it, you say, I've called out every single card in the deck, except for one. The one card I didn't call out was, and you name the card that's missing. And they're like, wow. And now they've essentially stacked the deck for you. And it's actually a trick. It's a good trick because it's this massive feat of instant memory. So that's one way you can do it. And actually, there's the Tamariz Mnemonica project. I think it's like a 4-disc project. And it's performed by Tamariz and taught on there as well. And I think he teaches a few other ways to get into it on that project. It was out a couple of years ago. Very worth getting that project if you want to learn how to stack in front of your audience. Okay, so what's Terje Olsen says, what is the index? Is it cards? Yes, it's a full deck of card index that goes into a skinny jeans pocket. Alex Bow says, we can all meet you at the Craig and Lloyd convention. Yeah, Craig wants me and him to do a convention next year. RK Magic says, when will the lottery prediction app be released? Brilliant effect. After Maxim and after something with Craig Petty. And it's not just lottery tickets. Matthew Cooper says, £20, I'll take that. Tim Lloyd says, when is the index available? I think roughly, hopefully September time. I know it's a long wait. Totally worth it. The original John D says, how big is the card index? Is it smaller or thinner than the Advocate? It's thinner than the Advocate. It's roughly the same dimensional size. But it basically, and like anyone that met me at Blackpool that's seen this, it just looks like a wallet in your pocket. It's crazy how thin it is. It's crazy. Peter Baker says, didn't he do the type of gypsy beads, Deendale? I think so. John McGowan says, yes, Washington. Here's an email, Nathan Page. Hey, Lloyd. Hey, Nathan, how you doing, buddy? Yes, I definitely enjoy it. Oh, thank you. So the votes are 83 votes 28 minutes ago. And the split is 64% of people would join the membership, which is crazy. I know people have been asking for it. I see comments sporadically popping up. But to see a number, 64%, is really, really interesting. So I'm going to end the poll right here. And I'm going to ask you another question is, would you sign up through YouTube memberships or would you rather do Patreon? So I'm going to end the poll. I don't know if I can find that later or not. And another poll is, would you sign up via YouTube memberships or Patreon? And I'll type in YouTube memberships as the option. Or Patreon. Okay. All right. Let me know if those of you that said yes, would you rather sign up through YouTube or through Patreon? This could become a thing. All right. So, okay. So, Lloyd, next time you're in the States, come to Atlanta. Great magic scene. I'd love to come to Atlanta. I've always wanted to go to Atlanta, Georgia. Dave Chris 64% say yes, yeah. Dr. Don smiles. Random question. Pulled pork, yay or nay? Dr. Don, pulled pork is my jam. Not my jam. It's my pulled pork. All day long. I absolutely love pulled pork. And now that you've said that, literally we have the best burger place in Wales called the Greedy Pig. And they do the best pulled pork burgers. Now I'm trying to not eat like a pig. Nathan Page says, hey Lloyd, where can I get a flipper 10p? Because I've looked everywhere. No joke, man. I tend to buy my coin gaffs from eBay. I bought one at Blackpool and it was a coin unique, £2, 2p from a magic shop and it sucks. I buy them off eBay and they're brilliant. So I say eBay. Keith. Keith, what's up, brother? Dude, I think you missed Magic Live, right? And that's okay because I also ended up missing it too. And we were, you weren't gonna be there, and yeah, I didn't go. I protested because you weren't there. No, I had COVID, man. I couldn't fly out. Tim says, Hereford should join you in Wales, buddy. Yes, you should, man. Brazen, as someone who gives away a lot to the Magic community for free, when you started out, did you find the Magic community had a lot of gatekeepers? So this is the crazy thing about Magic that I've been doing on my YouTube, Magic Exposure. And I'm sure by just saying this comment right now, this will open up the floodgates. I haven't had any. I've had one negative comment, not even on my channel, that I can see. I've had one negative comment about me teaching Magic on YouTube, which I was prepared for a massive backlash, and I'm prepared to stand my ground because I've pretty valid reasons for why I do it. But yeah, but the one comment from someone, which is some Magic reviewer, said I shouldn't do it because I'm teaching other people's material, which means he doesn't watch the channel because he would know that I don't teach other people's stuff. And you guys all know I'm really strict on it. I do not teach other people's material. So yeah, and I've been expecting some sort of like, you know, video to come out from someone like shooting me down saying that I shouldn't be teaching it. But the simple matter of fact is we're in a new era, right? YouTube tutorials and exposure is not going away, right? You're not putting that toothpaste back in the tube. You're not putting those feathers that's been flung from the pillowcase out the window of a high rise. They're not going back in the pillowcase, right? The only thing you can do is trying to aim people in the right direction. So I'll tell you my second point as well. But firstly, if people are actively looking for Magic tutorials, they're going to find them. Whether they torrent them, whether they go to bookshops, libraries, DVD, whatever. YouTube essentially is just the new modern library these days, right? People, anything they want to know for information, they just search it, where people used to go to the library. YouTube's kind of like that. If they are going to go out and search for this, it means they have an interest in Magic, right? If they're going to learn, they may as well learn the correct way. So when you see me teach videos of Magic, I try to talk about I try to teach the correct way of doing it. I talk about the history, the crediting, how to practice properly, how to control your angles, where and when to perform certain effects, how to emphasize them better, the details that change tricks into Magic, right? Because you can't get away from the YouTube tutorials out there. But what you can do is get people to watch the right ones and learn to become better magicians. The second point is, if you Google my name, most of my tricks are exposed on YouTube anyway. So people may as well learn them from me. Which I always thought was hilarious. Once somebody did ask me, why am I doing this in over a message, and I said, well, if you search my shit, then most of it's on there anyway. So learn it from me is what I feel, is another valid reason. And the other thing is that anyone can learn the secret to a magic trick. You all know this, right? But if you practice your magic well and you study magic, you can fool the same person that knows the secret with the same secret when you perform it correctly. For most magic, I know there's exceptions to the rules, but most effects, it's all about the presentation and the performance, which is one of the things that we try to get across in this channel, is that it's not so much about the secret. It's about the showmanship. So that's like, those are like the three core value reasons why I do this. The other thing is that I love sharing magic. I'm not a performer. I'm a creator. I love to share with you my physical projects that I'm working on, and I love to share with you my ideas and creations, and I love the community of it. I've also always done video and filmmaking. I studied it at college. I studied it at university. This is what I do. It's my favorite way of doing it. So it's the only thing I really know. It's why I do it. And if all of magic turned their back on me and said stop doing it and try to force me out, it wouldn't make an impact to the world. Nothing would happen from it. People would just have one less source to learn from, and they'd have, I'm not saying that I'm great or a master by any means, but they'd have 20 million other terrible tutorials that just show you the method and don't talk to you about the magic behind it. So I don't know, kind of my thoughts on it. I'd love to know your thoughts in the chat, people, by the way, because this is a really interesting subject and I've never really tackled it. Let's see how those that poll result is doing. 66% out of 35 votes would rather do YouTube membership, which is interesting. I thought people would lean towards Patreon, but YouTube is a good shout. All right, maybe it's YouTube memberships then. Phil Milia says, I kind of feel you give too much away free. I think it would be more than fair for us to contribute. Kindest regards, Phil. Great, man. Thank you so much, dude. RK Magic, would you ever have guest tutorials on the channel? Maybe in the future. I've done 2 guest tutorials in terms of tricks. I taught Rory Adams' Rory Adams' Lincoln rubber band, and I also performed Christian Grace's Divine and Divine, but directed you guys where to learn it. So I'm not against people asking me to perform or teach their magic on the channel. I'm not sure about bringing other people in. I just don't understand the YouTube algorithm well enough to know whether that stops the algorithm working or not. Does that make sense? Do you guys want to see or want me to try and get people to teach magic on here? I kind of feel it wouldn't be the same channel then. That's my only issue. Matthew Brakeman says, any suggestions on how to duplicate a signature on a card other than clone? Yeah, look up Facts by Loki Cross. It's a great way of doing a signature on a card duplication. There's a couple of other ways of doing it too. I was very close this tutorial Tuesday, and maybe I'll put it in the membership as an exclusive thing just to welcome people in, since it was a question from the community. I have a method that I created in 2016. I know where it was because I lived in a certain place when I came up with it, and it's how to have and with one signature, the spectator signs a card's face, and the signature, the card changes, but the signature remains on a different card, and they only sign it once. And I love it. I've held on to for years, and I've only shared it with a brief amount of few people. I love the whole. I love working with spectator signatures and manipulating them in ways. And I have the effect is they sign one card, the wrong card, and it becomes their card, but it's signed. Maybe I'll teach you guys that as like the first thing in the membership. Who knows? Punk BMX says, when can we expect the Barnes Spongeball extravaganza? Must be one of the only effects you haven't released. Yeah, dude. I don't mess with Spongeballs. Although I went and bought some, I say not long ago, it's probably like 2 years ago, to try and sort of play with it. Chris Lotte. Oh, my chat just jumped a mile. Whoa, okay, so many chats. By the way, guys, the reason like I'm answering questions late is because there's a delay in the stream for some reason. There always is. So Chris Lotte, I hope I'm saying that correctly, man. Thank you for the love, dude. It's on Twitter. Darcy Zag, I think it has lots of potential. Brendan Latkovich says, so are you guys saying that specific slides won't be exclusive to the membership at all? Or will it be possible if you think it's worth it? Do you mean specific slides or do you mean specific tutorials? Brendan, could you clarify? Elliot Gerard. Hey, Elliot, what's going on, man? Dude, guys, do you follow Elliot Gerard on social media? The most creative guy in the UK right now. One of the most creative people in the world. Be good to catch up. Yes, we do need to get on a call soon. I've just been so swamped with everything that's going on. Like I keep saying in the chat that my inboxes and everything are just swamplands at the minute, but I will find time to get on with you. Max VDP says, found your channel recently, been loving it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. Nathan Page says, do you know where I can get a flipper 10p or £2? I've looked everywhere. I answered that. Tequila Collector, how many big launches do you have coming this year? I don't know about big launches. Lux is like the biggest thing I've ever released, or personally is my biggest project I've ever worked on. I kind of, by the day of release for Lux, the hype was so crazy that I turned to my wife and I was like, oh, Kale, like, because it was never supposed to be so much like a hype campaign, even though that sounds ridiculous in hindsight. But I wanted it to be exciting. I wanted people to be excited for an event as opposed to just blindly hyping people over something. Like, when you hype I've seen companies do it in the past, they hype people and then they like just close their website down for the weekend. I didn't want to do that. It was an end goal, but it got so big that I think like the hype was overhyped. So with like, for example, Maxim, I'm just like a month before the release, I just told you all about it, just showed you all the method and everything. So it's like the anti-hype sort of direction. So in terms of big launches, I don't want to do another big launch for a long, long time. But I do have at least, well, I got Maxim, the Index, Pro Caps, which you guys seen, I teased with Craig Petty 2 Sundays ago. So go back 2 Sundays, you'll see the Pro Caps tease. And what else is there? And then a couple of other things too. But I'm trying not to make them big. Although with Maxim, this wasn't supposed to be big at all. And Josh Skyped me earlier saying that the Maxim video has already surpassed the Lux trailer views. And this wasn't supposed to be big. So maybe stop doing it. Grayson says, can someone tell me the answer in the chat to my first question that someone heard in the chat? Just can you clarify the question, please? Dave Senior says, is there an option for Maxim to tell you the number the card is located instead of the outs? Yes. Yeah, it tells you how many cards down and how many cards up it is as well as the outs. So you can see all the information at the same time. Brendan Lakovich says, I would ask that you might want to look back at Glimmer and Spare Change because seeing those on your Odyssey DVD inspired me to create 2 slides based off those 2 moves with the same principle. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I don't think I didn't put Odyssey out with Illusionist, so I can explore everything from there again. For sure. On question Grayson, questions gone. Sorry, I'm guessing the cards are not pre-folded in your index. So this is another interesting point to the index. So the index is for full cards, right? It's a full card index. But I created something which is a development which makes it simultaneously, if you want it to be, a full folded card index that still stays the same size in your skinny jeans pocket. There's so many folded card indexes out there. Some take up 2 back pockets, or they sit 2 inside your breast pocket, or they're massive and thick. With the index by me and Javier, you can now do a full 52 folded card index from a slimline pocket. And all will be revealed in the explanation. Brazen Magic says, wait, what lottery ticket effect app? On my channel is a video of me performing it to Kaylee. Go and check it out, dude. David P says, shown the app I told you about to a couple of people after doing the podcast and they want one for themselves. It is amazing to hear people like your idea. It's amazing to hear that people like your idea. Can you imagine what you feel like with Lux, etc.? Oh man, I need to check out this app, don't I? Jan Hendrik Menkes. Hello, dude. What's going on? Nice to see you back in the chat. Phil Mania says, it's refreshing that you teach visual magic without the card coin juggling, which I think is separate off. Yeah, I'm not into flourishing at all. I think flourishing kills the magic off. As soon as you flourish and then try to show them ambitious card, they kind of go, well, yeah, well, he's really good at flipping those cards around. He's not doing magic. Alan Boudreau says, YouTube membership is so much less hassle. The way Doug Kahn and Magic Orthodoxy do it. You know what? It looks like it's going to be YouTube membership. Over 67% of the votes say to do YouTube membership. So I'll leave that up for a few more minutes. 66% it's gone to now. If you are going to sign up to a membership, if I create one, then and you want me to use Patreon, now is your chance to put your vote in, because if it stays at 66% for YouTube, I'm going to go to YouTube. So now is your chance to do it. Random question number 2 from Dr. Don. Thoughts on horror movies? I am the biggest wimp ever with horror movies. I cannot stand not being able to do something about the situation. I would rather the horror monster ghost crazy Axeman be in the room with me because I can do something about it. Watching it on a screen, the anxiety and the tension just eats me alive. That being said, I am... In the last few years, I'm absolutely obsessed with horror movies. Every time, which is rare these days because I don't get much time, but every time I get a chance to watch a movie and the wife's not watching it because she's a wimp, and the boy's in bed, I'll put on any horror movie I can find and scare myself stupid. I love them. I love them. I love horror movies. All right, Sarah J. Olsen. This set asks, this magic card trick and follow you helped me get my mind on something instead of child. Love you so. Thanks so much. You're very welcome, and I'm glad it helped in some way. Michael Lawrence. I'm so tired of the magic exposure conversation. Should magic tutorials be online where anyone can see them? Should magic books be in the library where anyone can read them? It's exactly the thing. People will say that if you go to the library, at least you have to go out of your way to do it. Like putting up a paywall to buy a download stops the average Joe from learning it. But it doesn't really... I know people will have great arguments for it, but it's like when it comes down to just putting it on YouTube, is the library, the video library of the world. To get people to watch your videos, I know I've been doing it for a while now, like 6 months, like half a year. It's hard to get people to watch your videos. You need to you can't just convince somebody who has no interest in magic to just sit down and watch a video. Maybe they will, but they're not going to pay attention to it. And if you show them magic in real life, they'd experience it in a much different way. So I'm completely with you. Like the whole magic exposure thing, the conversation is dead now for me. Like it's a done thing. That's why I'm doing it so confidently on YouTube. I'm sure there'll be people that that will try and fight it to their death. I know there's like magic groups out there that are completely against it, and they kind of, I see it as a draconian thing. But I like to be progressive. I like magic to move with the times, and I like people to be able to access it. At the end of the day, we all access magic in some way. The reason why we're all watching these videos, the reason why we're on this live stream right now, we learned magic in some way. I'm guessing mostly all of you, when you first learned magic, it wasn't because it was behind a paywall. Fiddlin' Johnny, good morning, Lloyd. Just got you. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very good, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the live stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. We've been given a bunch of updates on the channel about what's been happening and what's coming up. I'm trying to think if there's any more major updates. I was going to show you guys some stuff, but the time is sort of ticking on, and I was only going to do an hour today. So let me know real quick below if there's any major questions. By the way, Tutorial Tuesday. I'm so excited for this Tuesday. It's a trick that the very first magic video creation that I put up on my Instagram that went viral. I put up a video. This is like 6 years ago. And it got like, I don't know, I don't say viral like millions of views like Rick Lax, but it got like 60,000 views overnight. And I was blown away, and I ended up putting something like it out there on the market. And recently I've come back to it, and I've worked out a new way of doing it, which maintains the original presentation that I used on the viral video. And I'm going to show you the new updated way of doing it, which is so much better, I think. So much more practical, and you can instantly repeat it. Super visual. It's coming out on Tuesday, so I'm really hyped for you all to watch that. And you're gonna learn it. It's Tutorial Tuesday, by the way, as well. Phil Joy says, by the way, I made the Black Cherries gimmick peak deck you taught on 7 Secrets and went and performed it and it slayed. Dude, thank you so much for going out and making it and putting it through its paces. That fills me with pride to know that you went and did that, dude. Just for you alone learning it, I'm so happy that I shared it. And it's, again, go back to the conversation. If I didn't put that out on YouTube, then you wouldn't have done it, and other people wouldn't be doing it too. So Oliver Vinacore says, how do you create your magic? What's your thought process? I sort of answered this before in a lot of live streams, but in a nutshell, there's 2 ways I approach it. I either look at an existing effect that I like the effect, but don't like things about it, and I'll break it down. So like there's the potter and the sculptor. The sculptor will chip away at what he doesn't want. And then sometimes I think of something from scratch, like Lux, and I think about it, and I like the sculptor, like the potter, I'll make it from nothing. So I'll start off like that. So depending on if I see something, or if I'm given a brief, sometimes I'll be asked to create something for somebody, for a TV show, for a product, whatever, and I'll take their brief and I'll work to it. And other times I just think, what would I love to do? What would be an amazing... Like for me, it was like with Lux, it was like, I'd love to do double cross visually, and then it sort of came from there. Phil and Johnny, you are late for church. You must repent, my friend. You must go in the repent booth. I don't know what it's called. Confession. Brazen said, maybe a guest fuller special, the magician or mentalist that comes on has to bring their A game. That's a great shout. Yeah. Here's the tricky thing though, right? If I had a guest tutorial on the channel, I would say to them, this has to be your best. Like, this got to be the best thing ever. You're going to fool the pants off everyone with it. Teach it. But then if they said, okay, here you go. Here's my best thing ever. They show me it. And it's not very good. How do I turn around and say, nah? Like, they just told you this is their best. None one. This is Drew, grandfather of 3. I am an amateur, as amateur as it gets. Will you be teaching tricks for people like me or just advanced on the membership channel? By the way, Drew, I've seen your commenting around. I've seen that you did a super chat for me the other day and give $10 as a tip, man. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. And on the membership channel, I mean, you guys can sort of suggest what you want on there. I'm super open source. Mainly, the membership, the way I would kind of see it is, I upload a lot of videos in advance. So I have a bunch of videos right now in my channel that I'm waiting to release, but they come every Tuesday and Thursday, and I don't want to like break the schedule because like that messes with like the YouTube algorithm. So one of the things on there, so a lot of it would, not a lot of it, but you get advanced access to the tutorials and the videos that I post. I would do exclusive content, so I would probably do some like exclusive vlogs or live streams just for you guys, and some one-on-ones as well, or some like group chats in there, some group video chats. And then of course I would put exclusive content in there too, but I wouldn't change up the difficulty level on there. It would still be the same difficulty. If people wanted more advanced things, I would teach more advanced things, but ultimately it would just be the same style of content, but some exclusively for the members, and a lot of it is just the content, you know, weeks, maybe a couple of weeks in advance from everyone else. Lupin Erin says, where can I buy Lux? Just go to any magic shop, and if they have it in stock, then you can buy it there. Seto Silva says, Lloyd, will you get a new tattoo to commemorate the release of Maxim? I didn't get my Lux tattoo yet, which is something I wanted to get. But yes, possibly. Lux was the big one. I don't know if I can get a Maxim tattoo, although I do have some hidden tattoos. I know people wanted to see a whole tattoo video. Maybe I'll do that one day. RK Magic says, any info on the Apex? Okay, do you mean index? Because I uploaded a tutorial unlisted earlier in an advance, and the thing is called Apex. Is that what you're talking about? Because how the hell have you seen that? Adam Evans says, hi Lloyd, are you going to Circle Convention in September? Hey man, how you doing? Probably. I'm guessing Craig Petty's going to drag me along with him. I think he's maybe lecturing or something. He's doing something with it, I'm sure. Or Ryland is performing there. So I'll probably go along to show some support. Jan Hendrik Menges says, do you have flap card tips for more invisible crease? I actually don't. As you guys know on the channel, I'm really against flap cards. I think I really don't like using flap cards. I do have tips to help. There are tips to help work with the crease, and there's certain things you can do to not crease the card at all. And then sometimes it's more beneficial to actually cut the card in half, and then there's no crease. It's just a very fine line. There are other things you can do though. For example, if you have a card like. Let me try and show you actually. All right, so say you're gonna make this a flat card and you insist on folding it, right? And the first thing you can do actually is score across the middle with a blade. That'll mean it's not bending so much, right? So if you score across the middle with a blade, just take down 2 layers. It'll do that. It'll make the crease less big. And then the other tip you can do, which is really cool, is, and again, I don't recommend flat cards, but I'm going to try and put a nice thick crease in this. I'll try and score it a bit, maybe you get it. This is like over exaggerating, but I just want to give you guys a better view. Look at that rain outside, thundering down. So I'm just trying to score this up so you can get a good idea. But there we go. You'll see now where the crease is, right? You can see mainly these white lines there, right? So one thing you can do to help negate that is take a blue pen, it's like a blue ink tip pen, and then where those crease lines are, where there would be blue ink, so not across the whole thing, don't draw a line across the whole thing, but where there would be blue, then you want to add touches of blue back into it, and that will sort of hide those creases a little bit more deceptively. See, so how this side, the crease doesn't look as, so this side it looks invisible, you can see it quite clearly there. So that's one little tip you can do to make creases look a bit more invisible. That help? Dave Christmas says in giant capital letters, what are the best tickets to buy for Blackpool next year? I'm confused on the choices, lol. I don't know, man. I don't know the differences. I really don't know the differences. Depends how long you're going for. If you're going for a day, you get a day ticket. I think I tend to not watch the gala shows actually. I always, it's not really my style of thing. So I think the gold ticket gives you access to the gala shows, I think. So if you are interested in them, get the one that gives you access to them, and if you're not, like me, then don't worry about them. Anthony Crapella says, check your Instagram DM. I just sent you my gimmick I made. What do you think? Yeah, do my Instagram. I keep saying this on the live stream. My Instagram's a swampland, so I'll try to check it, but so much mess in there. Joel McQuigg, is there a release date for Maxim? Yeah, we're aiming for the 20th of June. But please don't hate us if we don't get it. We're just roughly aiming for it. This is like, as compared to Lux, we're doing this so open source that we're being very upfront. We're aiming for the 20th of June. Braze Magic says, Lux was a fun experience from start to finish. I can't speak for everyone, but I personally enjoyed the run-up and the product plus the method plus the mind absorb and reveal officially slays. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much, man. Alex Bow says, when are you going to release a book? I've written like 5 full magic books and never released one of them. Would you guys want a magic book from me? I've always felt like the magic in books wouldn't translate well for someone like me because I know I do a lot of visual stuff. Although I do quite a lot of mentalism these days. I don't know. Let me know. Do you want a book from me? I'll think about it. I'll think about maybe putting a collection of them together as one and doing it. Cedric says, hello. Hello, Cedric. Michael Lawrence says, Patreon sucks. Okay, yeah, the votes are coming in. YouTube membership all the way. It seems 67%. So 2/3 of the vote for YouTube membership. I'm going to go ahead and... 1 minute left of the poll. I'll end it in 1 minute. I'll end it now. But it's going to be a YouTube membership. If I open up memberships for you guys, then it will be YouTube memberships then. How cool is that? How exciting is that? Grok Magician says, do you know anything about Flame Take? Producing the Flame at Fingertips by Lucas Hilken, put out by Murphy's Magic, pre-ordered by Penguin. I don't know anything about it actually, man. I didn't even know. Is it a pre-order? So it's something coming out, maybe? Brendan says, have to head out, but I will try to reach out to you later about those slights from Spare Change and Glimmer. Then we're going to have a great day, Lloyd, and everyone else. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'd love to see what you've got in mind about that. Michael Lawrence, Cedric. Javier is in the chat. Javier, the co-creator of Dex. Javier, if you haven't been watching the stream, I've been giving the guys some, not exposing anything, but giving the guys an update on where we are, and I told them about your brilliance of finding the new material and the new way. I'm trying to be so careful of achieving the Lux project, and the way you've done it means that we can effectively get it produced much quicker. And I've been singing your praises. Everyone say what's up to Javier in the chat. Drop some likes on the video so we can see that you guys love the guy. And I thank you about the comment. Yeah, the new setup. I'm really excited about it. I'm currently though my MacBook is on a kitchen stool. So I can't move my desk around. It's huge. Dr. Don, Magic Challenge number 1. Learn a sponge routine and perform it for us at church in a few weeks. Alright, the challenge is on. Just keep reminding me and I will. Brian says, any app released by Lloyd is far superior to other apps. They have meaning and actual purpose to use them due to their powerhouse features and not just another app. Oh man, Brian, that's really kind of you. Like so kind. Man, thank you very much, dude. It's made my day. Another one says, yes, I like car magic, but also the rubber band magic that Lloyd taught, but my arthritis makes it difficult. There's some things coming out. There's some tutorials that are coming out. That I'll try to do some like non-sleight of hand tutorials that so it doesn't involve arthritis. But something like Pro Caps is perfect for somebody like yourself because there's no dexterous sleight of hand involved with that. Same with things like Lux. But also I'll try and find some. I'll create some. We'll come up with some routines that require zero sleight of hand for you, and I'll try and put them up as a video. So Annie 5001 says, how do you decide what to release, when to release, and who to get help from? And if anyone would be interested in them, I have a couple of things I'm thinking and would like to try to release, and I have a few ideas I need help with. Actually, I answered this question pretty much in full not so long ago in the chat, maybe like half an hour ago, or just a bit over. I answered that like spookily that exact question from Brazen Magic. So if you go back in the chat, I answer that quite in depth, I think. Brazen Magic says, have you ever pulled the plug on a product behind the scenes, even in the final stages before dropping, and thought, you know what, this won't work? There's been a few products that I've pulled the plug on because I've heard of other things coming out. So, or like someone's beaten me to it in a way. I'm trying to think. One of them was, there was a trick by Kaylin Morelli with a finger ring that would jump from finger to finger. I think he put it out with Theory 11. What was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. But I also created pretty much the exact thing as well. And I'd been showing people for ages in the build-up to it, as had he. And yeah, I had all the product in the warehouse. It was ready to go. And he released his first. I don't think there was any crossover. I don't think he knew about mine. I didn't know about his until the day it was released. And because the product wasn't too much of a money hole to not put out, it didn't have to get released essentially. So Kaylin's looked incredible. He also had things that I didn't have with mine, which made it look super, super good. And he's a genius as well. So I just pulled it. It was literally like, if he had released his a week later, mine would have been on the market instead. So there's been situations like that in the past, but I was not bitter at all because his looked so good. But it didn't lose too much money on it, you know. Animated art says, Lloyd, what is your favorite PK touch and what is your favorite propolis mentalism effect? I don't do PK touch. I should start doing it. I know it's super powerful. I know. Favorite propolis mentalism is probably Olivia Bose's star sign prediction and Peter Turner's star sign. By saying the sort of thing I didn't want to expose it. Pete Turner's propolis star sign divination as well. Those two used in conjunction are some of the most powerful pieces of magic in general, magic mentalism I've ever performed. So that's the two that I use all the time whenever I get a chance. Alex Bow says, have I got any guests coming up? No, I actually went through a phase of getting guests on here every week. I haven't. It's been so crazy with Magic Live and things. I'll get some people back on here. Any suggestions of people, not ridiculous, but any people that you might want to see? Adam Evans, I've answered that question about the Magic Circle. Punk BMX, just start the OnlyFans account. The Magic community needs Barnes and Petty like you've never seen them. Oh my gosh. I would totally be Big Spoon as well. The Apex, Archimagic said the Apex was an app by Craig Petty did in your Blackpool video with a Rubik's Cube, I believe. That's true. And I have an Apex control, which is a thing. Okay, maybe I'll change my video name. Good spot, man. Another one says, if you do live group chats, would that be included in the membership, or do you think you'd have to charge differently? Either way, I'd be so interested in attending any kind of group chat. I wouldn't charge any differently, I don't think. I know YouTube does tiers. They do like a $2 or £2.99 one where you just get like special emojis in the chats and stuff. But I think I would just do one all access tier where you just get everything. I think that just makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Isn't that a lot more cleaner? Because the chat's delayed, just say yes, cleaner, if you agree. To everyone. Dr. Don says, Lloyd, Petty, mostly fans. If you guys were at Blackpool, I did a trick live on stage, a piece of mentalism that had a reveal on a website link that took you to a picture of Craig in a very precarious position. Zane, don't worry about being late, dude. At least you're here. At least you turned up. Sav says, Sav, what's going on, dude? How are you, brother? Sav says, the TikTok thing you posted is wild. Can't believe you're giving this away for free. Thank you so much, dude. Well, it's one of those things. I think it would have been difficult to get made. It's a tricky one. I think if I'd released the TikTok thing as a product, it would be hard to have it made because the way, it's just so easy to make yourself. And I think people might have been annoyed that it was a product, but giving it away for free, I don't know, kind of felt right. I actually randomly do have it here. It's too much fun to play with. Whoop. Sav, thanks for helping me pimp that out. And Sav, how was Vegas, man? Did you have an amazing time? Cedar Silver, send out random signed copies of your book. Alex says the book would have to have pictures though. Yeah, it would totally have pictures. Phil and Joy said, I think YouTube membership works best as long as the price is reasonable. What price do you think you would charge? I think because there'd be extra work going into it and stuff, I'd probably just charge, I don't know if you can charge a flat, I would just charge like, I don't know, $12.99, £10 or something. It's a really good question, Phil and Johnny, though. Thank you so much. I'd actually love to know what price you think I should charge everyone. If you could comment down below what price would you pay for a membership on YouTube, then that would be like crazy helpful. Michael Lawrence, first magic pop-up book. Okay, Javier, by the way, I can see your comments coming in, Javier, but my chat is delayed because of the stream video. Javier, dude, I think we got it. Yesterday to check the prototype. Yeah, we Skyped yesterday. You worked deliciously good. Oh, Javier, and Javier's a genius. Javier, you should totally, everyone go and subscribe to Javier's channel for me. See if we can get Javier's channel to, wait, what's he at now? To the next milestone, whatever it is, by the end of this live stream. Chris James says Javier is on it. Javier is officially the nicest dude in Magic. And Chris, you're in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Nebed says, even in, bit late, gigging in the past. Sorry, I meant Doncaster. What's going on, Nebed? How you doing, man? David says, trying to buy a new house at the moment. I might steal your background for my office. Yes, man. You're more than welcome to. It's black paint that I used when my dog died. So anyone that's a new member here, a couple of months ago maybe, my dog died and I was so upset. I came home and painted my office black. And this is the result of it. It's a weird thing. Seto Silver. What's one trick you've seen recently that you've been stumped on, Lloyd? It has to be the Divide and Divine trick. I watched it. And I have a lot of methods for that type of effect. But I watched it and had no clue. Just the problem that I had with it is that I had a method in mind for it and I couldn't get off that method. And to think that he achieved it without using that method at all, just completely kicked my ass. Zane says, looking forward to Tutorial Tuesday. Much appreciation for that. You're very welcome, my friend. I'm excited to share this week's one with you. I'm always excited to share them with you, but this one's a super visual one. Odyssey by Caleb Morelli. Yes, that's what it was. Welcome Javier in the building, says Brazen. Seto. It wasn't. You said Transit by Caleb Morelli. It wasn't Transit because that was the rubber band trick. This one was with a finger ring. I remember Transit. It wasn't that. I think it was Odyssey. Alan Boudreau. Yes, would absolutely buy a book if you publish one. Would love a book of your work, but also a book about your creative process and how you come up with many great original effects. All right, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever written about my creative process, so I could definitely like split some chapters up with that if you're interested and other people are interested. None one. If you're ever in the Philadelphia area, I would like to invite you to my home. I am about 30 minutes outside of Philly in New Jersey. I would take you up on the offer 100%. 100%. See, I would love to see you jam with Christy and Grace, Lloyd. Yes. Oh man, jamming with Christy and Grace is a pleasure. Me and him don't get to do it very often. It's normally like every sort of 3, maybe 6 weeks. We'll just have like a super like an entire day on phone on a video call just jamming, or we'll meet up somewhere. Like we'll be in the same place at the same time, and then we just go crazy ideas. Rich Relish, give me a shout if you ever need a guest, mate. Oh yes, I need to get back to you as well, Rich, as well. Good for tuning in. Rylan Petty as a guest, yes, that'd be great. Grayson says, please type your answer in the chat and answer in the comments. Answer in the chat and the comments? I can't multitask like that, but maybe somebody can transcribe if they'd like to. Animated Art says, thank you for answering my question. You said you are focusing on mentalism now. What's your favourite mentalism effect to either revisit or you keep adding to? So I'm not focusing on mentalism. I do a lot more mentalism now, like Cognito, Maxim, those types of things. My favourite mentalism effects, though, I quite like... there's certain mentalism effects I don't like. I don't like Q&As. I don't like name-place routines. I like not so much generic, but I like very, very direct mind reading. So just things like my favorite, one of my favorite effects in general is a lottery prediction. I love lottery predictions. It resonates so much with the average spectator, and there's so many thoughts about it as well. I can share, but I love pin code reveals, star sign revelations, and things such as that. And I don't really delve a lot into many other areas, really. I do a lot of card mentalism, but I try to always try to work the problem. Like every sort of, like the pin code reveal, the star sign reveal, they each have their own problem, right? Their own, this is the pros, and like not pros and cons, and like this is like the premise. This is what it doesn't do. This is what not being created, or this is the part of the puzzle that's not been solved yet. And I'm always trying to figure those bigger questions out for those routines. Yeah. Rich Red. The Craig Carrot principle. Yes, that was what was done at Blackpool, and it was disgusting. E-Magic says, hello. Hello, E-Magic. How the devil are you? Sav says, I know the multi-trick DVDs aren't really a thing anymore, but I see the Tic Tac thing as part of something like that. Check out Hardcore by Sankey for some inspo. Would love to see some from you. Yeah, I think it would. I think something like that would fit really good, actually, man, onto a multi-trick DVD. I don't know why those things never sort of dropped off. It was such a big thing, like multi-trick projects. I wonder if people just don't have the attention span anymore or something. And did I announce who won the copy of Maxim? Not announced yet, but there has been a winner, and we are working with them. Get Craig on again. You two are so funny together, like Laurel and Hardy or Ant and Dec and Magic. Yeah, like the Dec and Ant of Magic. Sav says, Vegas was amazing, bro. It was great to not think about performing gigs and just be full on holiday mode. Had a blast with people like Craig, Garcia, and some of the big names. Absolute gents. Wow. Yo. Oh, we got Cavan Booth's in the chat. Yo, what's up, dude? First one of these you made it to. Thank you for tuning in, man. If you guys haven't done so already, go and subscribe to Cavan on YouTube. His channel is incredible. How are you, man? Thank you for tuning in. I feel honored. And yeah, man, back to Sam, like in Vegas. Yeah, you get to hang out in Vegas with some of the biggest names in Magic. I forget, you are like so busy gigging all the time. I'm trying to keep up with these chats. There's just so many of them. Where am I at now? Okay, I think I'm almost through them. Here we go. Rich says, I'd say to look for what Luke Ozy, Ollie Mealy, and Christy Grace are charging. That will give you an idea. Yay, Kevin. Someone said, yay, Kevin. Yeah. All right. Brazen says, hey, Chris James. TJ also says, how is the color change card work? Is it my product? Yeah, yeah. This is like a really, really, really old product of mine. So we've got a better one to show you. Basically, it works with lenticular printing. So, like, this is an old prototype that I never released. So you'd hold that on a card box. You do, there's Tic Tacs in there, but you'd have like the card melt it through and get these Tic Tacs out. But basically, it's like these old poster things, you know, that would change as you tilt them. So for this one, you'd have like a card put in, and then you'd shake it and it'd rise to the deck or go into the box and you pull it out. Got this is like a red to blue, so, and it just works by tilting it. It's called lenticular printing. Got like a pack of these. Maybe I'll give some of these away in a competition or something. So much junk around here. Okay. But that's lenticular printing. Okay, where's the comment? Actually, yeah, Rich, that was a good point as well about the price. Chris James, just got my book box, a must buy. I think you mean boom box, and if so, it definitely looks like a must buy. Michael Lawrence is the question: does the new app have to have card stacks like numerical order? Is that the question? Nevan Sodi says, "How are you doing?" I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Although I am tired. The chat's been going for an hour and a half now. So I feel like I'm going to wrap it up very, very soon. And I've sort of been through everything. But the final few questions, if you have any more questions, please ask them now, because I'm going to probably log off very soon. It's past my bedtime. Michael says, do you do Peter Turner's effect abstract? I can never get the right outcome. I don't know what that effect is. I don't know the names of any of Pete's stuff because I know Pete personally, so I just know the trick. If you could explain it, then yeah. B says, hello Lloyd. Hello B. It's a good name. How be you? Pete Booth says, do you know who the witch is, Lloyd? I do. I am privy. Cito Silva says, Lloyd, if you were to own a time machine and go back in time, what is one trick that is not your own that you would have changed in history and slapped your name across? Oh, that is the best question. The best question I've ever had on the channel, I think. If I could put my name on anyone, I would hate to do that. So many good ones out there. Probably, like, oh no, that's too generic. I was gonna say the invisible deck, but it's such a generic answer. What is like the best thing ever that I just love? Anything by Luba would be so good. I don't know. I like Out of This World. That's a smart method for a trick. Oh, what's like the best thing ever though? That's such a good question, man. That is like literally such a good question. Any trick out there that I can go back in time and slap my name on? Well, be like, that's my trick. God, I don't know. It's got to be Invisible Deck, isn't it? But that's just so generic. So generic. Maybe Crazy Man's Handcuffs? Brazen says, Kevin Booth is in the building. Hell yes. Terry Johnson, yes, please send the card to me. Here's my address. If you email me, I do a lot of autograph cards. If you email me with your address, I will send out autograph cards in the weekly post that I do. Alex Boss said, will you be at Blackpool? Yes, I assume I will be. Richard says, Wales are 13 minutes away from getting into the World Cup. 1-0 up if you're interested at all. I'm kind of interested. I'll watch that. I think they're playing the Ukraine though, so I want them both to win. B, what's your EDC? Have I got a favorite deck? These are great questions. I was thinking about doing my 5 favorite decks video for the channel. I know I mainly do tutorials and stuff, but I'm thinking about doing like my 5 favorite decks and my EDCs. So I might actually make a video for that if you're asking. But my favorite deck at the minute is even Black Cherries. I love the simplicity of them, and the Abraxas V2s, the what they call the resurface or something deck. like the regeneration deck or something. I really, really love them by Abraxas. Liam Lebanon, hi Lloyd, how are you? I've sent you some stuff regarding the effect on your Blackpool. Oh, wait, oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I keep saying in the live chat, my inbox is a swampland, but I will try to find it. Try like email me again if it's an email or something. Chris James, Lloyd, did you see my KFC gag? Tried it in person and get some amazing reactions. I will have a look for it. Where did you post it? Nevin Soddy says, if someone were to give you a deck of cards right now, what is the first routine that comes to your mind? It would depend on who I'm performing to, but I do something called 2-card deluxe, which is like 2-card Monty, but the 2 cards they turn over are named cards. So I would probably do that. So I've taught that on the live stream before, but it's basically a way you do 2-card Monty and then they name the cards and the 2 named cards in their hand. Always guaranteed to like slay. If it was a magician, I would do something different. It depends. If it was a sleight of hand person, I would show them the sleight of hand thing. I'll show something now because I haven't shown any magic on the live stream. Maybe I'll do like a sandwich effect real quick for you guys. Let's see. Put this down. Let's take out 2 aces. My hands are so cold, so I'm probably going to mess this up. Alright. So we have the ace of hearts and the ace of diamonds. So go ahead. You're not here, so I'll stop for you, but let's say we stop here. Any ideas as to what this card could be? You can comment down below, but it's probably going to show you before you see the comments. It is the 6 of clubs. So watch. The 6 will go into the center of the deck, just like this. And you have to do 2 things at once. You have to watch the ace of hearts, the ace of diamonds, and the 6 as it melts up through to the top of the deck. 6 clubs. So it's just a nice little visual sandwich thing. Like if I was asked by a magician to show them something, maybe it would be that. Just because it's like visual. Resurrections, that was the answer to the question. A resurrected deck even. B, been ordering and takeaway and doing stuff on the delivery drivers. What have you been performing on delivery drivers? I'd love to see that. Chris James says, get Rylan on as a guest, or Titanus would be really good. Yes, both of those guys would be great. I'll speak to them. Resurrections. I recently came up with a trick. How can I share it in the chat? Film it as a video and put a link in. John Wilhelmson. Hi, what's the status of the index, as mentioned by Craig? And man, your boxing fit these days. All that sheep. Yeah. Thank you so much. Actually, this entire live stream has pretty much been about the index. We made massive leaps and bounds with the process and the materials we're using. And now we're at a place where it's finished, I think. I'm pretty much 99.99% sure it's finished and ready to go into manufacturing. The beauty of that is that the process of this isn't going to take as long as the original processes we were going to use. So hopefully by September, we should have the things in the warehouse. All right, here you go. Random question. Where are we at? Dr. Don, random question number 3. McDonald's or Burger King? Man, KFC. Like, all the way. But if I had to choose McDonald's or Burger King... man, I'm not into either. Probably Burger King. Feeling jolly. I personally like the cohort deck and the gaffs. Oh, thank you so much, man. It really means a lot to me. If you like my style of gaffs that I created for the cohort deck, then keep your eye out on my channel. Brazen says to Kai, talk back and forth to each other. A little private chat within the chat going on. Darcy Zhang says, I want to share my creation here. I think I have a lot of potentials, but it turns out I cannot send links. Maybe you could type out like YouTube and you could type out .com space and then put like the YouTube end of URL after the / there. I own Lux and love it. I use it so much when the button is starting to stick and not turn on. Do you have any AFI I could do on it? Is that like advice? I don't know. I haven't had that, but what could you do? What's going up with it? I don't know at the minute, but I can look into it. I can try and get my my button to try and stick a bit and then see if I can replicate it and then try and fix it. Abraxas, there he is. We were just talking about you. And Nathan, I need to call you about the tattoo session. I need to call you. I know I've just been so stupidly busy, man. As I keep saying in this chat to everyone. But I just said one of my favorite decks right now is the Abraxas Resurrected deck. I couldn't remember the Resurrected bit, so everyone had to mention in the chat. But if you haven't, guys, go and check out Abraxas' channel. You need to upload more as well, by the way, man. Missing your videos. B, your think of card one you did around a month ago, I think. Ah, okay. Nemed says, don't bloody tease me, I want that index. Oh, actually, guys, in the chat, Nemed has seen me perform the index live multiple times. Yeah, you've seen the original version. The new version is just so... The original version was like a jumbo jet compared to the new stealth bomber version that we've got. Brazen says, KFC all day and Abraxas in the building. Hell yes. All right, Lloyd, if every time you learned a trick, you completely lost the ability to perform another that you already know, which trick would you learn and which would you forget forever? I would learn... Which trick would I learn to do? I'm trying to think which trick would I want to start doing more. I would learn... Oh, man, Seto Silva, you are coming with the fire questions today, dude. These are the best questions ever. What would I learn? Does it have to be card magic or coin magic? I would probably learn, if it was coin magic, I would try to learn Winged Silver, Ponta's handling. Ponta's, thing. And I would forget every version of collectors that I've ever learned. That would be a good one to forget. I would love to learn the clip shift, not as a routine, but as a slide. I have tried to learn the clip shift, but I cannot do it. I don't know why. Well, I tried when it first came out. I bought the DVD and everything. So I would learn that. And if I had to forget one sleight, I would probably forget the glide. I know I'll be crucified for saying that, but probably that. Wait, no, probably can't be the glide. I'd forget the pass. I'd probably forget the pass. Although I was playing with something the other day. I don't know if it's going to look well on here. I came up with a small tip to improve. I hate the pass for what it's worth, but to improve the pass, where's my angles? Let me see. So, I don't know. I can't really see myself too well, so it might be. I think that's really visible. Hold on. I think I'm flashing, so please forgive me. But a tip that I came up with the other day, and I don't know if it's ever been done before, is that normally with the pass, you keep your pinky here, and you can go in really deep into the back of the deck, and then do the move. Where's the camera? Whatever. But I found something interesting out there. If you put the pinky here, when you do the rock back and forth, if you slide the deck all the way back, so your pinky's right at the front, it makes it so much easier and quicker. And I'm aware that this is a terrible angle for all reasons. But let me try again. So let's go for this card. I don't know. Yeah, just bringing that finger right to the front. So it's super deep up here. And then executing the pass seems to... Let me see. Maybe this is a better angle. It seems to make it a lot faster. So what I'm doing is this. I'm bringing it right to the front of the deck there. And then it's executing. I don't know. Just a little thing I was playing with last weekend. Dr. Donson, and here's the magic question for the day. If you could ask Slidini anything, what would it be and why? Or if you could have him teach you one thing, what would it be? I've recently started trying to learn back palming because I can't do it very well. That's about as good as it gets. And I would love him to teach me to do the back palm where it goes front and back properly, and then I would learn how to do the wall by Chad Long, because that is the closest thing to real magic I've ever seen. But to be able to do it well, you've got to be able to back palm and then show both sides, which I just can't do. Maybe I should just try to learn. ugh. And then you pull it from the wall. Like I would learn that. So I'd have Slidini teach me the proper moves. But I would always, I think like that, this alone, right? That telegraphs the back palm, like that you're gonna do the back palm, even to laymen because they know about it. So I would try to find a way to make it look like I'm not just gonna do the back palm vanish. I try and find a way, a handling that I don't know. By the way, Tobias Dossel has a great way of doing this. He does the back palm like that, but then he can come over and show his hand like this. It looks insane. Okay, back to the comments. Chris James says, imagine this, your peak box idea, but as a card clip, making it universal, applied to any box. Yeah, that's a very, very good idea. Alex Bow, will there be a live podcast at Blackpool? I believe so. I do believe so. I believe we've been invited back again. And some other exciting things. The Cardis says, hello. David Jonathan. What? David Jonathan is in the chat. Guys, David Jonathan's in the chat. Drop some likes to show some love for him. Join the chat late, but digging the new background. Looks great. Thank you so much, dude. I did it this weekend. I just was sick of it looking so bleak here. So it's all the old stuff I have from the office, just rearranged and screwed into the wall. Brax says, thanks, give me a call tomorrow. I've got some crazy new stuff to share with you. Ooh, that sounds juicy. I'm gonna do it. Alex Bow, what do you do if you get caught doing a trick? I did the other day, but luckily it was just to my kid. It depends on the trick. I'll give you an example. I always like to have multiple methods for the same trick. Not always, it's not always possible, but I always like to try and keep multiple methods in the back of my mind for the same thing. So I got caught on double lifts by a friend of mine, and I was at a bar, and I was doing ambitious card, which I very rarely do, and he said, you've got 2 cards there, and he just went and turned it over and exposed it. And I said, oh. So what I did was, I said, I acted like it was they were stuck together, like it was an accident. So I did this. He said, "You've got 2 cards there," and grabbed it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, oh what? How are they stuck together like that?" Sorry, let's do it. Let's do it with a different card. Okay, all right, 1 card. That's 1 card, isn't it? Yes, thanks for spotting that, man. All right, look, we'll put that in the middle of the deck, and now you can see it's not on top. How it comes. So, using the Marlowe and Sadowitz slip control, you can prove that it's just 1 card. Same as doing this sort of thing, you can prove it's just 1 card. But basically the idea that I had as I was just like sort of jazzing was that, oh, it was an accent. Oh yeah, oh, how are they? That's weird. Let's use different card. And right, that is 1 card this time. Yes, yes, perfect. As if like we were both checking it was 1 card. And then go into alternate methods. But that's one thing. There's probably better ways of handling it. It's just what I did. Darcy Zhang, totally improper. In fact, I come up with. Sounds amazing. Search that on the Magic subreddit. Okay. B, would you think of releasing another deck? Your cohort Gaff deck is sick. Yes, I can confirm that I'm currently working on something new with somebody else. Chris James says, Vernon and yourself are at a table. He wakes from his grave. He asks you to show 1 trick. Says, show me what magic has become. What trick do you show? I would show him Cognito, probably. I would probably show him Cognito. For me, that's the most... I don't think he would understand the... If done correctly, I don't think he would be able to figure that out. Maybe, I don't know. I know it's a phone trick as well, so it's tricky. But yeah, I think I would probably show a variation of Cognito. What else is good? Like something like Lux would blow his mind, but that's like he would be trying to figure out the method. But with Cognito, it's just going through pictures. It's just looking at a couple of pictures. So I would probably do something like that, I think. Or just show him TikTok. Like, this is what magic's become. Brazen Magic says, before falling in love with magic and becoming a creator, what did you want to do? Good question, man. I wanted to do a few things. I wanted to do boxing. I wanted to go professional boxing. I wanted to be. I wanted to just like travel all the time. So I travel a lot. I'm really into that. And what else? I wanted to do anything but office work. Anything that didn't involve me doing lots of paperwork. It was really not my jam. I would have liked to have just been a beach bum as well and just done nothing. That would have been super cool. Phil and Johnny saying, hello David Jonathan, great to see you, hope you're doing well. Chris James says, if you don't want Phil and Johnny reviews, you're fiddling around too much. You need to watch and okay, yes, I do need to sub to Phil and Johnny's review channel. And everyone else in here, go and subscribe to Phil and Johnny's YouTube channel for the reviews. B says, Alex, even if it was a stranger, you shouldn't really care because it's just one person if you think out. Oh, he's okay. Yeah. Dr. Don, that slip control is a solid out, man. Thanks, dude. Cito Silva, has a trick ever worked so well, i.e. person shuffling their chosen card to the top, randomly name the exact card, that shocks you? I've had a few things, but two occasions spring to mind, and I'll tell you both of them. So, again, ambitious card, and I don't do it anymore. But I was performing to a bunch of my friends up in the Welsh Valleys, and I put his card after like doing two phases in here in the deck, and the guy said, what did he say? He's a friend of mine. He's sound. He's really nice, but he was trying to challenge it, and he did this. So he grabbed the deck, and his card was second down, and he went, I bet the card's on top, and I said, oh no, it's not on top, and he went like that, and he turned it over, and he went, and then he said, right, if I put this card in the middle now, I bet you can't make my card come to the top, and I was like, thanks for doing the trick for me, basically. But in my mind, I was like, oh, it's really hard to do that because and I just played on it, and then it obviously was on top, but it was the fact that it was second down, and he was like, and he thought I was going to go, and now it's on top, and he went, grabbed them, and said, oh, I bet it's already on top. Oh, no, it's not. And then he went like that, stuck it in them, and he said, I bet you can't make it come to the top now. I was like, all right. And it was just amazing. And I was at a bar, and I had two people name a card, and they said Ace of Spades and Queen of Hearts. And then I said, name a number between 1 and 10. And the first person said 7. And I said, you name another number, maybe not so big. And they said 5. And if you know mnemonica, the Ace of Spades is 7th, and the Queen of Hearts is 12th. So I brought the deck out in the box, and I went, there you go. And they dealt, I said, deal to 7, it was the Ace of Spades. I said, deal to 5, it was the Queen of Hearts. I no longer perform, I know them, they love watching me do magic. Never done a trick to them since, because I can't top that. I'll never top that. What was the other, was there another one that just, one time I did this for a friend of mine. He was asking me about card throwing, like flicking cards and stuff. I dropped the cards on the floor, and they were just literally mixed face up and face down. He helped me collect them up. As he helped me collect them up, I Road-Runner-Culled him just back into normality and put it down, but didn't make a thing of it because I wasn't going to do any. I wasn't even showing magic. I was just talking to him about flicking cards. And after about 10 minutes, he said, "Oh, dude, what happens like when your deck gets mixed up like that when you're performing for people, and you got to unmix it? What do you do?" I was like, "Oh, I just use magic." And I said, "Go and check it now." And that was like to him a moment of real magic. Funny Short says, "Sir, I need ideas for a virtual show, mentalism prediction, face aid, Colin McLeod." Okay, there's a bunch you can do, but I'm going to be logging off in the next few minutes, so maybe I'll answer that in another video. Joy, Seth Howard, update. Wales won the match. Whoa! Yeah, go Wales! Woo! I am sorry to the Ukraine. Well, I think I've gotten to the end of the comments, and what a live stream this has been. Massive updates. So many of you joined in. So much love. We've spoken about the index. We've spoken about the backgrounds. Talked about the new videos that are coming up. I talked about a bunch of exciting things, and also got some more feedback on the membership. So I'll look into doing it for you guys. Guys, thank you all so much. I hope you're all having an amazing weekend. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday, wherever you are. Kick back, relax. It's Monday tomorrow. Don't worry about it too much. Just get through the day. I know we all will. And yeah, love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll speak to you very soon on Tuesday. So make sure you hit that subscribe button.